Hello, friends, benders and non-benders alike. Welcome to Braving the Elements, Nickelodeon's podcast about all things Avatarverse. I'm Janet Varney.
And I'm Dante Basco, and we're back for the back half of Day of Black Sun, the two-parter of Book 3, Varney.
Yes, we are, and we are also, of course, joined by our friend and colleague, the Prefector. It's Hector Navarro.
Oh my goodness. Hi, y'all.
Welcome
I'm so
back.
happy to be back. Thank you so much.
How was
Thank you,
everyone's
thank you.
week?
It was great.
It's been great.
Great. So glad everyone had a great week. You've had a week to think about Day of Black Sun Part 1.
Yep.
Any surprise takeaways, anything that has lingered with you before we jump into 2? I see a raised hand, Prefector.
Well, this is a visual format now, so I can raise my hand, which is great, this podcast.
Yes.
That's right.
One thing I keep thinking about, and I didn't mention last week when we last hung out, is in Part 1, during the invasion right before, there are these little moments, you guys, where the characters have a breath, little anticipation. They're getting themselves ready for jumping out of a boat and getting into the invade. And these characters, our beloved characters, right? Sokka is just like taking a breath and exhaling, and then the action happens. And I was so blown away rewatching the episode. I forgot that moment happened. It is incredible that it is in a.
It is incredible.
What'd you say, Dante? 3 p.m. Nickelodeon kids cartoon.
Yeah,
that's
it's
those
so
kinds
cinematic.
Of little moments.
It's
right?
cinematic. It's very
Yes.
cinematic.
Yeah. And it reminds
Loved it.
us all to take a breath. You know what I mean? You got to stop to breathe. No matter how crazy things seem, no matter how stressed you are, no matter how scary the thing you're walking into is, the best thing you can do is give yourself that moment to take a breath.
Okay, Prefector. Take a breath, because Prefector, I got a little challenge for you. It's a little challenge I usually like to throw at Janet from time to time. And so I want you to tackle this today. Can you give us a shorter recap of what happens in the Day of Black Sun, the invasion, by using the haiku format? Haiku format, that's syllables 575.
575. Yeah, this was like a throwback to Tales of Ba Sing Se. Is this the inspiration for that? Is that what that is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sokka's haiku battle has stayed with us.
Okay. Let me see if I can do this.
Okay.
I have to count on my fingers because that's how everybody is serious haiku.
My hand was
does
ready to go
That's
too.
right.
You always got to do it.
I know.
A plan of attack reunites courageous friends, but foes disappear.
Okay. Very true.
Courageous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. A lot of multi-syllable words. Hector, you're going strong.
Yeah,
Tell us what we can accept. Give a little snippet of what's coming up in this episode.
You got it. Here's the brief recap. Sokka and Toph attempt to help Aang find the Fire Lord in time for the eclipse, but Azula stalls them and the eclipse passes before they can find him. Meanwhile, Zuko confronts his father and vows to help Aang defeat him. Ozai attempts to kill his son with lightning, but Zuko redirects it and escapes. Iroh frees himself from jail and disappears. The invasion force is captured, so Aang and his friends flee on Appa and retreat to the Western Air Temple for safety as Zuko follows on an air balloon. It was written by Mike DiMartino and directed by Joaquim Dos Santos.
That was such a tight recap. I think we're just going to call it. That was it.
That was it.
Everybody.
That could be it. That
Hope
was
you
it.
enjoyed it. Good
That's
work. We did it. We did
Covered
it.
everything. Most valuable bending, most valuable non-bending. Covered it all.
Covered all of it.
Yeah. So there's a reason, okay, that this is a two-parter. So we are jumping right into the middle of the action. Just outside the palace, the battle is still underway. Katara brings Hakoda back to Sokka, but their dad still isn't fit for fighting. So, but just then, Aang flies in to report that Palace City is abandoned. Aang thinks that Ozai, when you hear this, you're like, oh, well, he's off somewhere. The plan must have been for him to be so far away that there was no chance that anyone could get to him. He's a million miles away. But Sokka's like, hold up. I think the Fire Lord would stay close to stay in charge, but just hidden. So maybe like a bunker. We've heard of this happening in battles in our universe. You want to stay close but you can't resist staying in charge. And so maybe there's a bunker somewhere. And I think we all know a certain earthbender might be able to find that bunker if it exists. And it has to happen in the next 10 minutes, by the way, because that's all they've got until the eclipse. So time is tight. On the other hand, it could also be a trap. Like if you're figuring out that Ozai might still be around, then what if he's around for a reason? And the reason is to get you. But everyone agrees that it is worth the risk, right? So they fly to the mountainside to investigate.
Do you feel anything down there?
Yep. There are natural tunnels crisscrossing through the inside of the volcano.
Anything else? Is there a structure somewhere?
There's something big, dense, and made of metal deep in the heart of the volcano.
Sounds like a secret bunker to me.
And Sokka, Aang, and Toph head into the tunnels to find that bunker. They're navigating past some like pretty scary lava along the way.
Yes.
Anybody for a river of lava? What's the worst that could happen?
I
No big deal.
Lava.
That's a claustrophobic moment for
Really?
me. The
We
moment
got
that
10
they're
minutes and there's
flying through
lava?
a cave system.
We have 10 minutes and there's lava.
Yeah.
Cave system over lava. Whew. I mean,
We
that's
have
hot
10
stuff.
minutes, you guys, and
but
there's
they do it.
lava.
They do it. They do it. They do it. They find that bunker, and Toph quickly gets them inside the huge metal structure while the invasion rages on.
The Earth and Water soldiers have made it further up and are swiftly taking out the remaining battlements. The Fire Nation retreats to its second position. If they keep up this pace, they'll have just enough time to get to the top and secure the palace before the eclipse. Back in the tunnels, Team Avatar meets a fire sage who immediately buckles and tells them where to find Ozai, which is very convenient and buckles
He can't
quickly.
wait. He can't wait to buckle.
I don't even know
He's
where this
almost
guy's.
already saying it. Yeah.
I think he's going to the bathroom or something because he needs to like get this information to you real quick.
Nervous bladder.
And roll out. Yeah, very nervous bladder. And there's only 30 seconds left till the eclipse, and then they blow down the door, and there, sitting in the throne, everybody's favorite sister, Azula. Oh my God, this is like. Can I tell you how upsetting this is for me at this particular moment? I want to scream. And I did just
and
scream.
did.
And so apparently Azula knows about the invasion and has known for months. Why does she know everything always more? I hate her. I hate Azula. But you know who does actually find Ozai? Your boy Zuko. Zuko, whose dad is surprised to see him there. I mean, God, this is a crazy scene too. Outside, as the seconds tick by, the soldiers put their eclipse glasses on. I was impressed that they had eclipse glasses because I remember eclipse kind of glasses from my elementary school days. And you're like,
yeah,
those.
yeah.
Which I never really,
in
full disclosure, I never fully understood eclipse glasses and that little box you're supposed to go like look. Remember there was like a little box you would make as in elementary school and you were supposed to look directly
or you can
at
do
it.
like a paper plate thing. Yeah.
Yeah, a paper plate thing because they said it will blind you. What was the thing? First of all, you should never stare at the sun. First of all, you should never stare at the sun. Why would you stare at the sun? Don't stare at the sun.
Yeah.
Don't stare at the sun.
Yeah.
The eclipse is starting. Put on your eclipse glasses.
In my experience, when you have eclipse glasses, the only thing you can do with them is look at the sun. They're so dark that you can't see
Like,
anything
what's going on?
except
Yeah.
the sun in eclipse form.
Right.
So when they put, and you know I love this show, and I'm not one to point stuff out really, but if you put on eclipse glasses, I think you can't see
anything
because they're only
but they
at the
look
sun.
cool.
But that's just me because it's not like it doesn't cast a ray onto the whole
Everything.
world that is
Right.
dangerous. It's the sun. It just enables you to enjoy seeing the eclipse. So in my experience wearing them, if you put them on and try to see anything except for the sun, you will see nothing at all. So
You can't.
You can't.
However,
However,
I hate pointing that out, but it is
no,
true.
but don't point it out. But we can go back to the what Hector brought up. It could be a toy-centric moment. I don't know what that vocabulary was.
Okay.
Toy addict, toyetic. Toyetic.
Toyetic.
Where we can have Avatar branded official Eclipse glasses you can get.
Great, I'm in.
I'm in.
You sold me.
And now Zuko confronts his dad. Like as the other group, as the soldiers are marching forward with their Eclipse glasses on, we go inside and Zuko gets to confront his dad, and he's ready to tell him the truth.
Let's get back to the unpleasant surprise of Azula as Aang, Sokka, and Toph try to find where Ozai is. They remind her she's powerless during the eclipse and that they'll know if she lies to them. But even Toph's amazing lie detection ability is no match for Azula's cold brilliance. But at least Toph can imprison her in stone for the time being, except for those pesky Dai Li agents Azula brought with her from Ba Sing Se. She thinks of everything. She's the worst. At the
for a
periphery
second,
of the
I
Palace
thought she
City,
could. For a second, I thought she figured out a way to earthbend. I was like, can she earthbend too? Can she also earthbend?
Oh,
wouldn't put it past her. Azula,
what a moment.
the worst. So then, outside the Palace City, Bato orders the soldiers to surround it quickly to secure it before the eclipse ends. We find out they're still in good shape when Tyro and Haru confront some powerless firebenders, but as Katara tells Hakoda, it's not over yet. Nor is it over for Zuko as he confronts his father, a man whose love and pride was all he ever wanted, yet what he got in return was an Agni Kai and banishment. And what's Ozai's response to all this? That Iroh has clearly influenced Zuko. And to that we say, you're dang right. You're dang right he has. That's right.
Yes.
Ooh. I'm glad Iroh gets a mention. It's a major mention. And you always love when the person saying it thinks it's an insult. And you're like, let me blow your mind. That's a compliment. That's a compliment.
The best.
And
The
I
best.
will take it.
The best.
Okay, so close by, Aang and Katara and Sokka face off against Azula and the Dai Li. Aang chases Azula down, who starts doing some pretty impressive parkour on the walls of the tunnel. We know that these folks, they're better than just their bending. They have skills that surpass, well, I won't say surpass, but they certainly stretch beyond just bending. She also does that really annoying thing where she just seems like she's having fun. Like, I could do this all day. Like, oh, you're not even worried. Like, this is just a day and like, this is just fun. This is like, oh, it's games. Like, I'm going to kill someone. There's this great moment where she like hurdles through a hole. Such great animation, right? She hurdles through the hole in the stone.
Amazing.
She and Sokka are like slow-mo, nose to nose.
Oh my God.
It just, it slows down and she's just like still like,
and she has a smirk on her face the whole time.
Oh, she's just it's a smirk. It's exactly right. She's got an evil smirk going the entire time, and then the chase continues to go back into like regular motion. And then
because she's
Sokka
so good and
realizes,
she knows she's that
love
good.
Our Sokka.
She knows she's that good.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah.
She's so good and she knows how good
I'm
she
right there with you,
is.
Dante.
Yeah.
I want you to know, Dante, it's not just you that Azula makes have a nervous breakdown. I also have a nervous breakdown every time Azula's on screen.
Strong,
but I am having such a great fan moment seeing Dante Basco literally have a nervous breakdown because of Azula. It's
Screaming.
great.
Screaming.
I love her.
Yeah,
I hate her.
But I know. But luckily Sokka is like Sokka, so he's like, wait a minute, hold up. This is all on purpose. This is a ruse. This is to keep us distracted and away from Ozai during the eclipse.
Yes.
We got to get back on track. We got to find him.
Right.
But Azula has one more dirty trick up her sleeve when she reveals to Sokka that she has taken Suki prisoner.
Why?
As Sokka rushes at Azula, which we all would want to do. We all want to do it. We all want to rush at Azula. She knew this was going to happen when she dropped that little info.
That. Can you believe she had that?
She's got a dagger ready.
Sokka's like, let's do it. And she's like, guess what, Sokka? I'm going to wreck your whole world right now. And she wrecks his world. Sokka gives up the whole war, the whole thing he was leading. He drops the whole invasion.
I know, but it's
to be like, where's my girl? Where is she? It was crazy.
I know.
This is crazy.
I know. You can't blame him. You can't blame him. But she's got that dagger. Luckily, Toph takes care of that. Thank God. I couldn't handle even a sec. Like, that happens really quick. Like, the dagger part and Toph being like, no, happens really quick. And I'm so glad because it's already so stressful. Sokka demands to know where Suki is. So did you know this is the first time Azula even says the name of one of the original Avatar, Team Avatar members out loud, right? She's like, your name's Sokka, right? But think about it. Can you think of any other time that we have heard Azula call any of our current team by name to their face? For as many interactions as they've had with her across the series, she has managed to wait until this moment to use one of their names. Little share me the details moment.
Also, Janet, your Grey Griffin impression is maybe too good, and it's like making me mad. So wield that power responsibly, Janet, because
I mean, shout out to
Silent
Dante and I are
Grey.
we're heated, and you're just throwing that around like it's not a big deal. Makes me so mad.
I'm sorry. Oh, I love her so much.
Meanwhile, Zuko's telling Ozai that he's going to free Iroh and beg him to forgive his nephew. And of course, Ozai's all snide, blah, 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 failure. But Zuko doesn't care because there's more. And, and he says one of the famous lines that I get to write on a lot of pictures and DVDs and whatnot. And he says, I'm going to join the Avatar and I'm going to help him defeat you. Which is great. Yes, now we see the turning. This is he's turning. We see something happen, which is beautiful. And then this is one of the best parts of the entire series. And, we really get to see up close and personal how little Ozai really does care about Zuko. And, because it's like, that doesn't even upset him, right? Doesn't even upset him what Zuko just told him. He just disdainfully and immediately is taunting him, like immediately. It's his son. And this is...
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
He's like, it doesn't impact him at all. He's like, matter of fact, he continues to kind of, just talk down on him. And then he really gets low and asks Zuko if he wants to know what happened to Ursa, his mom. See, this is the deal.
Ooh.
Azula is her dad's daughter. Like they go, I'm gonna hit you down, but I'm gonna go for the jugular for you on right now. It's like, oh really?
Yeah.
You want to talk about this?
No
or
mercy.
That?
Right.
Let me
She sweeps the leg.
Right.
She shows no mercy.
She sweeps the leg. Zero, and she got it from her dad.
Yeah.
Like literally, your son is in pain. He's kind of coming to clear and all this stuff, and he's like, oh yeah. What about your mom? And then he just kills him. So Ozai is a creep. It's horrible. I can't defend him. I cannot defend him.
And Fire Lord Ozai has got a creepy story to prove it. He tells Prince Zuko about his own father, Fire Lord Azulon, telling him to kill Zuko. But Zuko's mom, Ursa, intervening and coming up with a plan to put him on the throne, sparing Zuko's life. But we have to wait to hear more because we're back with Sokka in Azula's face about Suki while Aang tries to pull him away. Then we're back to Ozai, who's talking smack about Ursa and revealing that she was banished for her so-called treasonous deeds. So Zuko asks the natural next question that we're all asking. Is she alive? Ozai just tosses him a perhaps. And it's that Mark Hamill, perhaps, just ugh. And I think for the next bit, we should probably go into a sportscaster bit with a little bit of foreshadowing homage to Jeff Bennett in The Legend of Korra. Okay, friends? Okay.
All right.
And the sun begins to peek out from behind the moon.
Ozai hurls a horrible bolt of blue lightning right into Prince Zuko. He's hit. He's shooting across the room.
But wait, Zuko somehow manages to redirect the lightning, and it's going back to Ozai.
It explodes and throws Ozai back against the wall. He's down, but not for long.
But Zuko has left the field. I repeat, Zuko has left the field. Okay, I think that's probably enough of that. Very good. Very good, Jeff Bennett. Shout outs.
Shout out to Jeff
loved
Bennett.
It. Dante, you came in hot. I loved it.
I came in hot. I love Jeff.
We know Zuko's gone. We can say that Azula does have her firebending back, and she is very quick to throw some blue fire at Team Avatar. And then she's like, you know what? I'll go ahead and tell you where to find Ozai. You know what? It's because it's too late. So go, do your thing. Luckily, Toph talks some sense into him, and they head back out to help the rest of the team, who are suddenly dealing with some pretty powerful adversaries. in hot air balloons, you recognize them, the ones that the Mechanist invented.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, because that's what
Mechanist.
we needed.
He felt bad about it. Though. He's like, those are my
He
balloons.
did feel bad about it. He did feel bad, but sorry,
It's an
dude.
Oppenheimer moment. It's an Oppenheimer moment, y'all.
But you remember that when they fell earlier, because you see the Fire Nation find the balloons in book 1.
Yes.
Book
That's
2.
right.
Book
That's
2.
right.
They're like, what is
1.
this? Yeah.
What a
Like,
payoff.
what is this?
What a payoff.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, okay, so Team Avatar is reunited. Sokka fills everybody in on what happened in the tunnels, and now they just got to get to the beaches. It's urgent. They have to get to those beaches. Our little gang is going to try to slow down those balloons, which when you say it like that, doesn't sound as scary as I want it to. Like, we got to
Balloons.
slow down those balloons. How about our
Balloons.
gang's going to try and slow down those death blimps? Is that better? Gotta stop those death blimps.
Scarier.
They're
Scarier.
not very
Yeah,
agile.
better. Okay, I
blimps.
feel good
They're
about
not
it.
Really, they're not the best wartime. The one thing, Mechanist, I know you feel bad about it all, them dropping bombs, but they're not the best Air Force to have in a wartime situation.
I
as we
guess
get
you're
to
right,
see.
Dante. They're not like, F-15s or helicopters.
They're not like
Yeah, I
F-15s.
guess you're right.
No.
I guess it could be worse. Okay.
It could be worse.
Could be worse.
They're
It could be
slow,
worse.
But if
They
they get
coulda
the
came with a
jump
fleet
on
of
you, if they
F-15s.
get the drop on you,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
the
true.
drop is not good. The drop
They
is not
glide.
good. But guess what? If you have an airbender with you, a few airbenders, they're much more. They can cut down. They can blow those balloons up pretty easy.
Good point.
There you go.
But I
Good
mean,
point.
can I just give a quick shout out to the Fire Nation one time, even though they're doing bad things?
Okay.
Even though we're just a small little island Fire Nation, we do have a
go.
Navy and an Air Force now. We have a
Here we
Navy
go.
and an Air Force on top of a decent army. I mean, we're kind of killing the game on 3
Yeah.
different fronts. Like, I didn't see no Air
And-
Force in the Water Tribe. Like,
Yeah,
just
that's true.
a little shout out
And
to
the Fire Nation, they have they've got their own PR department in the form of Dante Basco. Also,
They
which is
certainly
great.
do.
Dante is just they certainly do.
He's
That's
on
it.
retainer.
I'm not trying to PR the Fire Nation. I just want to like add a little. What are those things called? Like, did you know we also had Air
Yeah.
Force? Now we got Air Force.
Yeah.
It's the birth of the
Did you
Fire
know
Nation Air Force.
The Fire Nation's killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Yeah,
We have a
literally.
Navy, Army, and
That's
now Air Force. We're
Yeah.
working on our
Well,
space
great.
department.
Shout out to
I don't know.
them.
After Korra, we have a Fire Nation space department coming up soon.
Uh-huh. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. Yeah, don't do it.
Now we're with Zuko as he races towards the prison to free his uncle, but Iroh's already gone, having busted himself out, which, I think Zuko feels pretty good about. I mean, he wanted to have a little moment with his uncle, but he's like,
Yeah.
damn, Dragon of the West.
Yeah.
Good old Dragon
How'd
of
this
the
happen?
West
Yeah.
out here doing his
Yeah.
thing, which I love. Now the blimps are, the
Yes.
Air Force, the blimps, the Fire Nation Air Force are dropping bombs on our friends, which I'm sorry about that. That's rough, buddy, guys. I'm so sorry. But instead of sticking around to hit Team Avatar again, they head for the beaches.
They're gonna destroy the submarines!
How are we all gonna escape?
We're not. You kids have to leave. You have to escape on Appa together.
What? We can't leave you behind. We won't leave anyone behind.
You're our only chance in the long run. You and Sokka have to go with Aang somewhere safe. It's the only way to keep hope alive.
We have military prowess also on our side. It's not like we just out
Okay,
here doing
again, you are.
thing.
Yeah,
I'm just
make
saying.
up
I'm just
your
saying.
mind,
I'm
dude.
just saying. I'm
You
just saying. There's,
told your father. You just told your father
I
you were going
know.
to leave him to
I
fight with the
know.
Avatar.
I am
You
going
just
to
listen,
told
do
him
you know,
that, and now you're bragging on the Air Force.
I'm not
I'll
bragging.
do-
I'm just.
I'll do Dante's job for him. Fire Nation's got the best prisons and the best people that can bust out of prisons. That's just Fire
Yeah,
Nation all day, baby.
exactly,
Fire Nation all
exactly.
day.
I'm just saying, perfect. They were thinking, the strategists, our generals were thinking of what to do, like for real, what to do. And then
Real go-getters,
just
real
let's
go-getters.
Let's go.
Sure. Sure.
So Hakoda tells him they have to escape on Appa. Which is another crazy moment where Hakoda's like,
Yeah.
you guys are our hope, and so you guys have to retreat and take care of the Avatar. That's the only way we have to survive to fight another day, which is another crazy moment if you think about. This is not how regular afternoon cartoons go, and this is happening.
It's true.
It's wild. And so the rest of the soldiers will have to surrender. And then the blimps reach the beach, and the swamp benders are trying to fight off the bombs, and they do pretty good. They do pretty good for like they hit the first few, but it's just too much. One explodes on the swamp monster, but Hugh is okay. But the seaweed's done. But you know, you can replenish the seaweed. We know that, and all of our submarine boats are destroyed, and this is really really bad. Teo, the Duke, and Haru are going to go with Team Avatar. Like I said, he said take the kids, the young people. Again, Mary says take the young people, and the parents say goodbye to their kids, and it's awful. I mean, we do know that some of them have been in the Fire Nation camps before, and they're like, well, we know how to. It's going to be hard, but we know how to get through it. It's very bleak at this moment. Aang tells everyone that he's going to make this up to them, but he has to go, and they're off on Appa. Azula tells her men not to follow the blimp. She's just confident they'll be back. I hate her. I hate her. And then Team Avatar heads off to the Western Air Temple, followed by a balloon by none other than Zuko, all by himself. End of episode. Woo! You guys, there's a lot going on here. This was crazy. Who does this? I'm watching it like most cartoons. This is it. This would be the finale episode, like this big thing. It would be one episode, and it's like, bad good guys win.
Totally.
And you're like, oh no. Because I think for most of the audience, like, oh, and this is the finale of the whole show, like this whole big thing. And you're like, no, it's not. This is just a turning point. It's a lot emotionally.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I love too that it plants that seed of like, you just I love that we end the episode being reminded like, oh wait, like nobody on Team Avatar knows that Zuko's gonna that he's decided to completely overturn his entire destiny as everyone understood it and be like, hey guys, what are you doing? Meet me. Hey, I'm right behind you in my little balloon.
Right.
Cool if I join? Like you get
and
to
ironically,
see the beginning of
Zuko
that.
chasing the Avatar again. He's still after
Zuko
the
chasing the
Avatar.
Avatar again. Yes.
Wow.
Great point.
Wow.
Yeah. So I love that. I love that you end with everything else that's going on. You're also like, how's this going to work? Like, how's this going to go?
Yeah.
Like, how's it going to make this happen? Interesting. It's great. It's great. And
that
super
Zuko
stressful.
came to this on his own thing. It wasn't, I mean, as much as Uncle Iroh was a part of his life, it wasn't a teacher or someone telling him about like, this is a thing that you got to do. It was, he came, through whatever it was, he kind of came to it. He came to it outside of his significant other, May, outside of all these things. I think it was a very important thing that he kind of came to this realization of what he had to do and who he was in his own space and time, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
That's a great point, Dante. And it makes you think like in another type of story with a similar type of trajectory, you could have very easily seen the hero characters that then capture the villain or impose on the villainous character, hey, you should side with us. This is what you should do. ABC, XYZ. This is how you should think. You're wrong. Your side is wrong, and this is why, and this is how you should think. But instead, like Dante's saying, it's Zuko's own journey. He's seeing the world around him. He's understanding and kind of maturing and seeing his relationships and really seeing what everything means, what it really means.
Yeah.
And he comes to that really, I think that is the key aspect to why the Prince Zuko storyline. I mean, Zuko is really the other protagonist of this series other than Aang.
Yes.
It is his journey. And and what Dante just said is the reason why the Zuko storyline is so beloved by fans. And it's put up there with like, this is one of the great all-time villain to not villain storylines in popular culture, period. Bar none, full stop, done.
Yes.
Hector's put it out there like that.
It's true.
I don't know if I really watched because I'm doing this whole podcast. A lot of people know that this is my first time watching the show in chronological order, and there's episodes I may have not seen. Of course, I was there. I acted it, and I know what we did, and I felt these things. But to be able to watch it as a fan now, because right now, all these years later, it's just watching it as a fan of the show and living it as an audience member watching it, and I get to see. Exactly what you said, Hector. Like I get to be impacted by Zuko's story, and I'm starting to understand why he's so beloved and why his story is what it is. Because again, when you're when you're acting it, you guys in life, it's like in life, like you don't know what you're doing. You're just in it, going through it for all these other, as an actor, your personal things in your life going on that's adding to the character, and you're in it. And so when all the fanfare started happening with Zuko, and I'd be at like Comic-Cons or someplace or in the streets, and people start talking to me about Zuko, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was just living, doing this thing.
Just tears and tears and tears. And
right.
Like, I love him so much. And you're like, okay, really? Okay. And
you're
now
like, what? And it was just,
now you see
it was like, it was just your life that you were living at that time. And then now you get to go back and experiencing it from an outsider's point of view. It's really special.
Oh my
really,
gosh.
wow.
Dante.
I'm blown away.
It's so special.
Dante, wait until you guys get to The Legend of Korra. It's also really good. It's a great show.
I can't wait.
Just wait, man. It's so good.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome. Attention, all you sun lovers out there. Did you admire the hip style of the Eclipse Glasses all the cool kids were sporting this episode? Well, too bad you can't wear them every day since they block out too much light. But now, there's a brand new invention just for you. Inspired by the Mechanists' Eclipse Glasses, we've invented a version you can wear every day. We're calling them sunglasses, and they can be yours for the low price of $24.99. That's just $2,499 for this brilliant, new, and extremely rare product. Order now and impress your friends with glasses for the sun. Limit 20 per customer.
So Animal Crossing, I don't think we have anybody new here. I mean, who has time for it? There's a crazy invasion going on. We're not going deep into new hybrids here. And that's okay. Let's do it again. Most valuable bending and non-bending moments of the episode. A lot.
I got one.
Yeah.
There's a lot, but I have to give it to my girl Toph for this little moment where she goes and like kisses the fingers and then busts open the vault door was the coolest thing. And then right afterwards, Sokka's like, I'm so glad we added you to the team. I'm so glad you're here. It was
impressive.
the best. Just,
to see the metal bending happening is very impressive.
Agree.
I love it.
However,
okay.
Zuko did redirect lightning. Now, was that a bending or non-bending moment? Because he would have been toast.
It's bending because firebenders are the only ones who could redirect
exactly.
lightning.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that. I mean, he saves his own life, right? I mean, his journey can't continue if he doesn't. And
because I was going to give him
connection he has with Uncle
non-bending
Iroh.
for confronting his father. I was going to give Zuko non-bending, best non-bending for confronting his father.
Give them both. Give them both.
Yeah.
We're going to double down on Zuko on the Black Sun.
Honorable mention.
The Day of the Black Sun.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
100%. My MVP like non-bending moment was, and this is also wild to give to such a prominent bender, Azula when she's depowered. And she's doing. I mean, 100%. Look at Janet's. I can see Janet's face. She's mad when she parkours.
I was gonna say the same thing, Hector.
And is just.
I know. I love that parkour.
Right. It's the reminder of like, man, she's so effective and so deadly and so dangerous, even without bending. She's just like
bending,
hopping around.
Agile, crazy,
and the planning,
slow motion,
the conniving, the planning.
When she dropped the Suki,
the
Suki situation was like non-bending. It was like out of nowhere too. Like I haven't thought of Suki since this whole war invasion. Like she was not mentioned for a while. You know what I'm saying? And then you just pull out.
Yep.
You pull out her out of nowhere, episodes away. Is Mike and Brian crazy?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, they just pull out Zuki. Hey, we got your girlfriend in jail, and we're torturing her. And you're like, you're in a horror movie. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Sokka's in a horror film.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Poor Sokka.
How do they do that?
Yeah. It's wild.
It's
wild. No, you're right.
Implications,
she definitely
the implications of that one line.
Mention.
The implications of like we got Suki in prison goes into like this whole. You think of someone in the world like, oh no, like my friend, my girlfriend, whoever is like has been in prison for how long? Like, what's going on? You're torturing her? What's going on? And then obviously we know for Shadow Report, it leads to Suki alone, and we can go into that whole story. That's wild out of that one little scene.
It's like Janet said when we were going over the sort of the recap of the episode, like we do not blame Sokka for how he responds in that moment. It's like, you know, Dante, like you said, if it's a family member, somebody you love, your girl, your boy, like you're gonna, oh my goodness. But honestly, with those honorable mentions, I do want to give it to Zuko for what you said, Dante, the non-bending and bending alike, because this is one of the best moments in the series is Zuko confronting his father, the speech he delivers. It is inspirational. It is powerful. It is emotional. We all love this show, and rewatching this to be able to chat with you guys, I was getting choked up. The power
100%.
that writing has, the power in the performance, Dante. It is phenomenal. That's the MVP. You know, and then just Fire Nation all day. I don't know what to say, right? Fire Nation all day.
Yeah,
Fire
absolutely.
Nation. Fire Nation. The good and the bad of it. The good and the bad of it.
Yeah.
The good and the bad.
From our friends and fans, some cabbage heads out there, a lot of agreement with everything you guys are saying. Our own friend of the pod, Ijeoma Njaka, weighed in on Insta when I asked about favorite moments from this part of the series, says, and Daydreaming Pisces and Nerd Chronic and Katie Milady and a whole bunch of other people had similar comments. Ijeoma says, I love Zuko standing up to his pops, and yet one of the parts that gives me chills is when at the very moment the sliver of a sun is no longer eclipsed, Ozai shoots lightning. He's very in tune with his power and is so quick, and I worry for Zuko every time. Agree. Cinepresto says Azula distracting them from tempting Sokka to the dark side is too good. Jay-Z Buyer says, strangely, I like how they don't win the battle. I think a lot of shows don't have their characters fail enough. Failure makes them human and adds more pressure to each fight. They have to make the tough choice to cut their losses and prepare for the next opportunity to take
100%.
down the Fire Lord. The gang experiencing a failure like this really adds excitement and pressure to the finale. This is why the fans of the show are the best in the world. They get it. They are processing the information on a very deep level. We love that. So thank you for sharing that with us. We always want that feedback. And then I just want to ask you guys, like, have you ever seen... Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Hector.
Before getting into that real dorky story, I can't wait, Janet. It's going to be great. I would love to just highlight one other amazing moment that I love in the show that is another little quiet moment. Remember I mentioned in part 1 with the breaths, with that anticipation, and the fact that this little moment adds so much cinematic flavor, and it adds what the fans are talking about, where the realization sets in for Sokka when Aang shows up and he goes, there's nobody there. There's a moment, and what I've studied from animation, this is incredibly difficult to do. So the fact that they went through the trouble of doing this, there's a camera movement that whips around Sokka as the realization dawns in, and Sokka goes, like it just whips around him, and then he goes, they knew. And it's that failure, that moment. But that little camera move, what it does to us as an audience, you do not see that in normal animated shows. That's all I'm saying. So kudos to everybody who worked on this episode and the series as a whole, but especially that episode, that moment.
Yes.
I'm just jaw on the floor. Like, I can't believe they went through the trouble of animating that for one line.
Love it.
Reaffirming what we already knew, the Avatar gang, their team Avatar is going to realize that they lost, but that just does so much to us psychologically. And then it's going to make the victory that much sweeter when we get to it. So, yeah.
Great moment. A great point. So
Great
glad
moment.
you brought that up. And that actually reminds me, so just to revisit, how does Azula know about the invasion? Well, apparently she's known about it for months because, of course, she found out in our Guru episode through King Kui because she was disguised as a Kyoshi warrior.
Right.
So she's been sitting on this, all the planning about the invasion, all of that.
Yeah.
She's just sitting on this information. Now we look back,
sitting on this
and
information.
go,
when they
the
walk
war
into the
planning
room,
meeting,
she's sitting on the throne.
meeting.
Sitting on that damn throne.
Yeah.
The way they drew her sitting on that throne, too, when they walk in, and she's just like, the way
very
she's
comfy.
sitting on that throne. I hate her.
Her whole body is a smirk. Her whole body.
The whole body
is
was
smirk.
just like, crazy. The way, are you kidding me?
What does she sound like, Janet? What does Azula sound like, Janet, when she's sitting there on the throne?
I'm exactly where I belong.
Oh my God.
Infuriating.
I feel like
we all love Grey Griffin. She's the best.
awful.
Grey's the best.
Grey's
the best.
The very, very best.
I feel like Azula needs to drop a rap album or something, you know? Grey, can we drop a Azula mixtape album? This is crazy.
It would go so hard. It would go so hard.
It would go so hard. Wow.
Hector Navarro, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
going
joining
through
us.
this adventure with us. We love you. We love having you on. You always bring such an amazing perspective. You
Great
notice
energy.
things. Intelligence, humor. What else can I say? You're the best. Where can people find you? How can they support you and check out other stuff that you're doing?
This is the best way this is a highlight of my week. I love hanging out with you guys and talking about this. It's so great. Thank you guys for sharing all of your stories. You can find me on the internet at, check me out on YouTube with my YouTube channel. It's called Heroes Reforged, where me and my two buddies do a bunch of fun, cool stuff and geek out about stuff we love. So thank you guys again for having me. You're the greatest.
Oh, back
Thank
at
you,
you.
Hector. On your YouTube channel, give a special shout out to the Fire Nation for me. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Fire Nation all day.
Because it's not getting
Fire Nation
enough.
all day. But also, I like the Water Tribe. Janet, don't worry. I like the Water Tribe.
That's
But
my
Fire
boy.
Nation all
That's my
day.
boy.
Fire Nation all day, dude.
All right, everybody. See you next week.
Did you know you can hear bonus episodes of our award-winning podcast?
Subscribe to Avatar Braving the Elements Premium on Apple Podcasts for early access, exclusive content, and ad-free listening.
I'm so excited!